What's up, guys? Matt here, returning with round 2 of our Valentine's Day triple header featuring decks that have a theme of love attached with them. Here in game 2, we're going to have Joseph running Maz and Chewbacca. Never been confirmed that Chewbacca and Maz are together, but we know Maz has that awesome thing for Chewie. He'll be running Profitable Connection. Matt's going to be down at the bottom running Han, Leia, of course. First time you've probably seen Awakenings Leia since Awakenings Leia came out, and he will be playing on Ewok Village, a little Return of the Jedi theme there. And of course, Joseph's going to be running Maz's Castle. Get the players loaded up here shortly. Looks like Maz and Chewie are going to take the roll off here. They'll take his battlefield. The claimability on Maz's Castle is to look at the top 2 cards of your deck, and you can put any of the cards in your hand at the bottom of your deck in the order of your choice. Ewok Villages would have simply just removed all shields from a character. We'll get going shortly here. Joseph's going to go ahead and roll out Chewie first. Not too bad. Chewie rolls a 2 melee and a 1 range. Matt's going to go ahead and sound the alarm. Yet another thematic from Return of the Jedi. On the reroll, we get a 1 range and a 1 resource. There comes Maz. Maz rolls out a 1 range and a 1 range. We'll now see Maz's ability. Allows her to resolve up to 2 dice. So it looks like we're going to go ahead and get 2 damage early into Han. It's sort of difficult to see Chewie and Han fighting like this, but we'll make it. And we get the handheld cannon on Leia. Joseph, go ahead and pop the second one onto Han there. Of course, Legacy's Han's ability is once you activate this character, you can re-roll a dice, yours or an opponent's. Leia's going to roll out now. Oh, there's some damage. Get a 2 range, pay 1, and a +3 on the cannon. Ugh, easy pickings, gross. Well played there by Joseph. It's going to leave that +3 all by itself, but Matt can still activate Han. Get a Maz's Vault drop there. If Joseph's not running Maz's Vault, then I don't know what he's doing with his thematic pairing. Here's a rollout on Han. Get a 2 range and a +1 resource. He'll reroll the +1 resource. And hits a 2 range, pay 1, so he's going to be able to do 5 damage. He won't be able to resolve the 2 pay 1 because he has no resources. Ooh, look at that. Joseph has 2 easy pickings round 1. That's going to keep Chewie and Maz healthy. Matt will go ahead and just claim the battlefield. Look at the top 2 cards of the deck. Now he can put the any number of those at the bottom of his deck in the order of his choice. He's going to go ahead and put the hiddens at the bottom. I think he wants to hold on to the holdout in order for the redeployability on it. And we get set for round 2. Each guy needs to make sure to take 3 resources from Maz's Vault. It'll be Matt's action first. So there's the 2. Going to put the holdout on Han. For the ambush action, he's going to roll out Leia. I think Matt wants to hold on to Han's activation in order if Chewie rolls out damage. He can try to re-roll that dice. So Leia rolls out a 2 range, pay 1, a 2 range, and a 1 disrupt. No more easy pickings. He's already gone through those. Joseph's going to pay 4 for the bowcaster. There we go. Now we're seeing some fun cards. Special, deal 1 unblockable to each of an opponent's character up to 2. Bowcaster has a 4 range, pay 1 side. That can be brutal. That's going to go ahead and pay the 1. Debating on whether to go for Maz or Chewy. Goes for Chewy. On looking back at the video, I think we want to probably go for Maz. Take her ability off the field early. But nonetheless, we go after Chewy, and he rolls out. Gets a 2 range, pay 1, a special, and a 4 range, pay 1. Has no resources to pay for either of those yet. Gonna go ahead and sound the alarm though. And that reroll, the special of course stayed. The 2 get a 2 range, pay 1. Probably see Maz activate here shortly. Yep, there's Maz. Maz rolls a 1 focus and a blank. Maz's ability will allow her to resolve 2 dice. There's the focus. Probably into some sort of damage obviously without a resource. So more than likely the 2 on Chewy. He may go for the 2 on the Bowcaster, either way. But there is 2 into Han. Now we'll see the activation of Han. We'll see if he decides to re-roll 1 of Joseph's die or just re-roll 1 of his own. Han rolls a resource, a 2 range, pay 1, and a 1 resource. So he's going to re-roll the 1 of the Han die, and he gets a 2 range, pay 1. So plenty of damage on the field, just not no resources to pay for right now. Maz's vault is pretty dry at the moment. So it looks like Matt actually decided to have Joseph re-roll 1 of Chewy's die instead. So we get a discard of a rig detonation there from Joseph for a re-roll. A 1 focus, a blank, and a 2 disrupt showing. Matt will discard the Falcon and re-roll everything. Get a +1 resource, a blank, and a 3 indirect on the cannon. This has become a discard or re-roll war. Get a 2 disrupt on the Bowcaster and the special on Chewy. There's 3 indirect. That'll go into Maz. Get a focus there to looks like a 2. Alright, so we get a shield, 2 range, and a blank on the reroll there. Change that die back to blank. Perfect. So Joseph's going to use Chewy's special to turn an opponent's die to a side showing range or damage of some sort, and then resolve it, or not resolve it, but deal that damage to a character. So he turns Matt's Han to a 2 pay 1, which Matt can't pay for, and then deals the 2 back into him. Matt will just discard or re-roll. Doesn't really roll into anything. There's 2 more into Han. Looks like we're getting wrapped up and on to the next round. Be round 3. Han's at 3 health left. Leia is fully healthy with a shield. Chewy's going to be 8 health remaining, and Maz is going to be at 5 health. Matt really needs to try to focus down Chewy here really fast this round if he wants to try to stay alive. So Joseph will roll out Chewy, gets a blank, a 2 range, pay 1, and a +3 range. That's 5 range automatically there. Once again, with Maz's vault, both players should have started with 3 resources. Joseph forgot to pick up his 3rd resource there. So Matt's going to pay 2 here for the holdout blaster. I'm not sure that's going to be very viable. He should have held on to the resources and just rolled out Han, because with the cannon he can only redeploy one of those over. It looks like a simple mistake there. That'll just cost him 2 resources, and he won't be able to resolve any of those dice. Joseph weighing his options here. Joseph only needs to do 3 damage, but he's showing 5, so I think he's trying to figure out if he can make it to where he can still maybe roll out Maz and focus to kill without wasting damage. And that's what he does. He's going to roll out Maz. She hits a 1 focus and a 1 focus. So Joseph's going to go ahead and just kill. So he'll pay the 1 and deal 5. Only one of the holdouts will redeploy. The other one will go to the trash can. It's probably the right play there. I mean, you're going to overkill by a couple, but go ahead and get Han's die out of the pool. So Matt's going to scruffy. Joseph has a full hand, so more than likely going to call a vent, try to limit his mitigation package. Here's a second chance. Ugh, that's going to be rough. Rig detonation. A bolt hole. And let the Wookiee win. That's a thematic card. I like that. I think that's going to be the one that Matt will choose to remove. He does. I will say with these fun thematic pairings with, not top tier mitigation and top tier cards, these games are moving by pretty fast. So we're going to focus here to a 1 resource on Maz. Matt will go ahead and roll out Leia. Leia rolling some damage. 2 range, pay 1, a blank, a 1 disrupt, and another 2 range, pay 1. He can only pay for 1 of those right now. Joseph just takes the resource. There's 2 more into Chewie. There's the bolt hole play. Bolt hole. Good grief. Classic. So Matt will discard to reroll here. Get a 1 resource, a 1 range, and a +3 on the cannon. That's 4. So he could put 4 into Chewie and put him at 8, or he can try to put Maz at 7. He's going to discard to try to get some extra damage out of Leia. Gets a blank. And then gets a 1 resource. So he'll take the resource, of course. Trying to think who he wants to deal the 4 into. He's going to do it into Chewie. Joseph still has 2 resources there, so he'll have 5 this turn. So he's got plenty to pay for a second chance on Chewie. Matt draws into a mend. That second cannon is not going to be able to be played. Can't play 2 cannons on the same character because of their upgrade limit. Do get a couple motivate, so there's some chance for some sneaky plays here from Matt if he can survive the round. Joseph will roll Chewie out. Chewie rolls a 2 melee, a 1 resource, and a +3 range. This would have been a perfect opportunity for Matt to have a card like Hit and Run. Try to get Leia activated and hopefully roll into enough damage before Joseph could play a second chance. Leia rolls a 1 range, a blank, a 3 indirect, pay 1, and a blank. So Joseph roll out Maz. Maz hits the focus and a resource. So he'll probably go ahead and focus, yep. To the 2. So I'm going to go ahead and deal 2 into Leia. I'll take the shield off. Put her at 10 health. Alright, so there's 3 indirect. Joseph puts all of it into Maz. There's 5 more into Leia. Probably see that mend come into play now. Yep. Try to keep hers alive as long as possible. There's a second chance on Chewie. Alright, so we're going to get the motivate play here. Go ahead and kill Maz. So Chewie at 4 health left, still has a second chance to pop. Matt's going to go ahead and discard his other cannon and reroll. Gets a blank and a 1 resource. Joseph definitely holding on to some kind of mitigation there. Or 1 range, excuse me, not a resource. So he'll deal the 1 to Chewie. Puts Chewie at 3 health. So Matt's going to go ahead and claim after Joseph passes. Now, we saw earlier Joseph had a rig detonation, which is probably why he continued to pass. He wanted Matt to go ahead and claim. So Matt's going to finish off the ability of the battlefield. So with 4 resources right now, if Joseph decides to use the rig detonation, that'd be 4 damage into Leia. Put her at 4 health remaining. Matt's going to get Leia's dice into the pool early. Go ahead and stay ahead of that. Okay, so we get a 1 range, a blank, a +3, and a 1 range. So that's 5 damage. And there's that rig detonation. So there's already 4 without him having to even roll in. So 4 will pop second chance, but only 3 of it will be effective damage. Chewie will go back down to 7 health. Second chance lets you heal 5 after a character is defeated. So right now Matt will have Chewie at 8. Joseph plays a holdout blaster. Have ambush. It's going to roll out everything. Oh, lots of damage. Get over a 1 range, a 4 range, pay 1, another 1 range. Looks like a blank on the holdout, so that's going to be plenty enough to kill Leia. Matt has 2 easy pickings there we can see, but obviously it's spot yellow character, so that's going to be about it. Matt's going to goof off and play the easy pickings. Obviously that's not a normal play. Both guys have conceded at this point, so good games to Joseph and Matt, and stay tuned for round 3. Thanks for watching.